name is Michael Blue, and welcome to the Ron Blue Institute's video blog. I've been reading in Matthew this year, and I was reading in Matthew 15 last week, and I was really struck at the end of Matthew 15 where Jesus feeds the 4,000. Let me read this to you, and then let me talk about a couple of points that really jump out at me about giving and participating in giving. Matthew 15, verses 32 through 37 say this. Jesus called his disciples to him and said, I have compassion for these people. They have been with me 3 days and have nothing to eat. I do not want to send them away hungry, or they may collapse on the way. His disciples answered, Where could we get enough bread in this remote place to feed such a crowd? Jesus asked, How many loaves do you have? 7, they replied, and a few small fish. He told the crowd to sit down on the ground, and then he took the 7 loaves and fish, and when he had given thanks, he broke them and gave them to the disciples, and they in turn to the people. They all ate and were satisfied. What really struck me about this passage, first of all, is whose the bread and fish were. They were the disciples. If you caught that, Jesus asked the disciples how much they had. How many loaves do you have, he said. And they replied they had 7 loaves and a few small fish. Now, the amazing thing here is I thought, wow, this was personal to the disciples this time. Because if you remember, in feeding the 5,000, we often think of the little boy who had the basket of fish and bread. But here, it was the disciples' fish and bread that they had to give to Jesus. So the first point is this. When we are entering into giving and the miracle of giving, it starts with what we have and giving it to Jesus. Now, here's the cool thing. Jesus took the bread from the disciples and he blessed it, and then it says he broke it and he gave it back to them. Okay, so they've given it away once to Jesus, and Jesus broke it and then he gave it back to them. And here's what they had to do. They had to go and give it away again. And they went and gave it away again, and Jesus multiplied it again. And so what really struck me here was that in order to be a part of the miracle, the disciples had to give away what was theirs first, and then they had to give it away again. But the other cool thing is that Jesus could have just lined up and said, everyone line up and come past me and I will give you the bread and the fish. But instead he gave it to his disciples. He put it in their hands to go and give. And that's what he does with us. He puts resources into our hands. But if we hold on to them, if we are unwilling to give them to Jesus, if we are unwilling for him to bless them and then us to give them out, then we will miss being a part of the miracle. The disciples got to be a part of an amazing miracle, and Jesus let them be the hands and the feet of that miracle. He gave it to them, and they were obedient. And that's what he's done for us. He's given us things to take and be obedient with. So I would encourage you, don't miss being a part of the miracle. Jesus has a great plan for all of us, and he has given us resources to get moving into the kingdom. Take it, give it to him, let him bless it, and then go and make it multiply in the kingdom. It'll be so exciting, and you will not want to miss it. I hope you have a great week, and I look forward to being with you again next time.